really kind of you, really, thank you so much, you're really lovely, thank you. I feel nothing. But that's not your fault, that's 8 hours on public transport's fault. You know? I've come all the way from Scotland, I don't know why I've done that. I realise this is a very kind of strange way to be starting the show. You kind of want someone to start the show with a lot of energy, you know, happy. I can't do that for you, I'm sorry. I'll give it a go, okay? I'll try and do it. It might not work because I've never tried it before. I've never been happy before, so we'll see. Okay, so I'm gonna create some room here, and we're gonna try high energy start. Okay, high energy. So right now, oh fuck. No. I didn't like that immediately. Sorry. Who'd have thought 8 hours on a train could be so tiring? I was sat down the whole time. Right, okay. Let's just get ahead to the material about killing yourself. Okay. Right. Are we all ready? Is that enough crowd work for you all? Cool. I don't know why I put that back there. So I am a psychologist. I'm a psychology PhD. And a lot of people have a lot of weird ideas about what psychology is. They have this idea that psychology is a mixture of science and art, you know, like science and art had a child and it was worse than either of them. You just inherited all of their terrible traits. Like you stood there like, oh thank you mum, a life of rigorous, soul-crushing work. And what's this from dad? A lack of respect and income? You shouldn't have. You really shouldn't have. And people think when you're a psychologist that there's a kind of major clinical component to it. So they'll come up to you and say things like, oh, you're a psychologist, are you? Can you fix me? Can you fix me? And you have to look at them and say, no, nothing could. I don't even like looking at you. Don't waste my time with this Chris Martin Coldplay bullshit. Yeah. So people have these ideas about psychology, but really just it's a science like anything else. It's a lot more numbers, coding, and crying than most people realize. Psychology is. It's just like any other science, really. For me, it's a lot of button pushing in a lot of different ways, in every way you can take that. So, for instance, if you want to do a psychological experiment, for instance, where you're just showing people a lot of stuff and they press buttons to it, you do what you would do in any other science. You have to do a pilot study. You have to make sure everything works. Now, in every other area of science, if you're doing that, you get to study amazing things even from the pilot stage. You get to study cells or diseases or, I don't know, stars, things like that, elements. What do we get to study? Mostly Simon from the other lab. It's not really the same thing, is it? So you basically get him in if he has time, and you see if your experiment works. And usually it doesn't. Somehow he's managed to screw up pressing a button. Very strange. And then you have to add insult to injury, you have to do his experiment, which is sorting archaic adjectives by width, or something like that. For 2 hours. And then suddenly he'll come in and be like, I have deceived you, this is a test of racism. The results are inconclusive. Thank you, Simon. But yeah, so, just a second. So psychology, if you make it past the kind of initial friend testing bullshit stage, you get to test the general public, which is quite nice. You get to test you. Well, you get to test undergraduates, you know? Well, you get to test psychology undergraduates, which, and then interesting things start to happen. You start to learn all kinds of interesting things from them. For instance, how to most efficiently break everything in the room. That's a very interesting thing I learned from most psychology undergraduates. They're very unpredictable, which makes it kind of hard to do experiments. You know, we currently have a replicability crisis in psychology. Basically, a lot of our results aren't very reproducible. Now, I'm not saying that's entirely because of undergraduate psychology. I'm just saying that would make sense. It's very unreliable, you know. Most scientists get to study reliable things, like planets, for instance. Most psychologists. don't get to study reliable things. People get to study planets. No one sat there at a telescope going, oh, Saturn's late for the experiment. I wonder where Saturn could be. And then 20 minutes later, Saturn drifts into view with a giant cappuccino and hangover sunglasses through its rings, saying, sorry I'm late, I forgot I needed the money. But that's our sample, that's who we have to work with. We have to work with people who come in at 2 p.m. tired, with messy hair and awful clothes. I just have to look at them and go, hey, that's my look, I work hard for that. Don't be taking that from me, that's all I have. So you sit them down, they spill the coffee over everything, obviously, and then they say, what do you want me to do? Well, ideally go home and shower, but you could do my experiment as well if you want. You get them to do your experiment. Takes ages. A lot of button pushing. And it's very boring, you know? This is all if they turn up, which often they don't do. And it's never for the reason that you know is true. You know, you never get an email that says, hey, it turns out you can't drink 15 pints and be emotionally stable. I think I'm going to give it a miss. I would love to get that email. I would welcome that email with open arms. That's fine. Because in psychology, everything is done ethically. We don't want to be wasting your time on making you do things you don't want to do. So you just tell us the truth, tell us that, and that's fine. We won't make a big deal out of it. I just wish people knew how much control and how much freedom they have as participants in psychology experiments, you know? For instance, you could be 2 hours deep into an experiment with all complicated equipment tied to you, you know, sat in the chin rest, fixed into place, and then 2 minutes from the end you can just walk off, pulling all the equipment out of the wall, and I just have to be, yeah, fine, that's what you wanted to do, I suppose. I'd have to delete all your data and pay you £5 if you did that. And I would be glad to do it. That's what we're like in psychology. So don't make up excuses, okay? You can just show up and then say you don't want to do it. And it's interesting, you still do all make excuses, those of you who participate in psychology experiments. And I'll show you the kind of excuses you make. I'll just finish up with this. This is every participant cancellation email I've ever gotten. I'm paraphrasing here, but this is basically 50% of my inbox. Hi Bobby, sorry I can't do your boring experiment today. That hurts. But I've broken both my hands applauding too hard at the orphanage talent show. I volunteer there sometimes, and I'm wholesome. I would come anyway, but I just remember I have to teach abroad this afternoon. So I'm on the plane for that now. Can we reschedule for 7:30 a.m. tomorrow when all of this will still be a problem? The show doesn't really have a message. Do you want a message from the show?
No, just funny.
Just go. I'm trying. Here's the message. Here's the message, okay? You don't have to do anything you don't want to do in psychology. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. If you do want to do it, just be honest with us, you know? My dream, and it is a dream because it's very unrealistic, is that you all just turn up to psychology experiments and we meet there at 2 p.m., both of us late, both of us with hangover sunglasses, and we just look at each other and say simultaneously, sorry I'm late, I forgot I need the money.